Hey everyone, it's Suzi here, and today we're playing A Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we have some dev insights to go over that were posted today, May 11th. A little bit of mixed reactions here, so I'm curious to see this one for sure. And also, we had a little interesting reveal here in the game info, so let's take a look. All right, so yes, let's start here. New hero showcase, Oren. We're excited to introduce a new hero. Oren descended into the pit and found the shard alive, a fragment of the phoenix still screaming in the dark. The magma trembled as he approached, and when he torched it, metal met memory. White hot light burning through his veins as the volcano sang his name. So Oren here. Now this is the character we saw teased multiple times throughout these dev roadmaps and interviews. That weapon feels very familiar as well. And yeah, this definitely feels like Arbiter, right? We got this very, right, the back of it is very Praetus vibes. So he's a very interesting character here. Surely the next Arbiter Lord, right? I believe so. But I do have some more stuff to look into on this topic, so I think stay tuned to content creator channels in the next coming days. We might have more information, official information on him soon. But besides that, yes, dev insights. We have lots to go over here. I guess we'll take a look in game though. I'm zoomed in a little awkwardly, but that's okay. Siege of Tyia. That event is coming, so I wanted to mention that first too. The World Eater has descended. Protect the land of Tyia together. Now this is a long-running event. You see the 15th through the 24th. Okay. This is the exciting part though. Siege of Tyia Hero Pact card is one of the rewards. And that is, yeah, I think a final reward from the event, I would assume. So it looks like a random hero of the following: Araka, Ajax, King Hars, Laia, Morgan, Tortor, Twin Fiend, Venema. So the typical. But it's kind of like the A-list other legendary heroes. Airless, Aelin, Elowin, Eris, Beatrix, Beelzebub, Brokir, Draylin, Vorn, Hutsa, Hex, Ryzen, Ruin Hollow, Rosalia, Malvira, Neja, Narissa, Nyx, Numera, Talon, Twyla, Valkyra, Valise, Vierna, Silas, Knight Arlot, Yuri, and Zaris. So it's a really fun group of heroes here. I love it. It's interesting. It's not like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's really solid. It's really fun either way. And we all want these fancy variant gems. And a choice gear chest. I like that. Okay. And then it looks like our summoning is going to be on brand. We know Malric here has kind of been the start of the meme with the promo codes. Not meme, but you know, the theme of the promo codes coming out, which definitely also have to deal with that. So if in case you missed it, the visuals on this, if it'll let me click it. Oh my god. The visuals on this are definitely Twin Fiend, Lord Phineas, and Soul Cadence with the big ol' Ezerith behind them, right? And that was one of the second one, or was that the first one? Where's the other one? Here. This was the first one, and that was focused on Lord Phineas. It's hard to tell any other details yet. Who will save Tyia? Maybe that's Oren is the answer. Maybe Oren will save Tyia, right? Right? Why not? Okay. There's also some notes here about a community boss raid that's going to be happening, blah, blah, blah. This is like the world boss type vibe. There's going to be some community stuff to share here to show your top damage dealers to get rewards. There's going to be a special Discord role. stamina potions and lots of diamonds for people that participate. So if you like to do Discord events, there's going to be something going on. But all right, I guess one more thing to mention here that I will make a separate video on is the commander gathering. We'll talk about that a little bit more. I'll make a separate video. So, you know, let's not even talk about this New York City thing now. We'll talk about that later. All right. Yeah. Let's dive into the dev insights now. But yeah, that's the exciting stuff is we had this big event coming. There is a lot of hype around that. So that's the real news, even more so than the dev insights. But let's see if the dev insights give us any unique insight to some big updates or anything scheduled to come. All right, so first off, hero performance and mechanics. Could we get a Falcio rework that allows her ultimate to toggle between magic and physical damage? It would help her fit the current meta. Yeah, she sounded like she was made for Abyss, right? But if she could do more damage when in one form or the other, that would be very cool. But her dual attribute nature is one of her design features, so we don't plan to rework it now. That said, we might try out a damage toggle mechanic in future heroes. Yeah, I mean, technically, Falcia just hits both, right? So, can't you use her anyway? All right. Question 2. Rivenhall's Lord's skill feels a bit underwhelming compared to the other lords in his faction. Can we bring it up to speed with heroes like Elder? But Rivenhall as a hero is so good, so maybe there's a little bit of balance there. But yeah, his skill actually built to provide higher values specifically for high HP ground heroes, which sets him apart from the other lords. We're tracking the data on his performance on buffing other for platform heroes. If he needs a boost, we'll fine-tune it accordingly. Yeah, I mean, he as a hero is a good booster, period, with his own skills. And he's kind of one of those you're going to want to use him anyway. So maybe because like his actual abilities, not the Lord's skill, are so good that they're balancing that out by making it not, you know, everything always about your damage dealers or whatever too. It makes them different. But HP, ground hero, Adrian, right? I think he seems pretty solid. People really like him, but let me know your thoughts on Rivenhall in the comments below. I have an A3 Rivenhall now, I think, which is pretty cool. All right. Question 3. The unnameable faction feels underpowered and way too expensive to deploy. Plus, they shouldn't be taking up a Lord Pity in the ancient pool. We also think Lakin belongs in the unnameable faction. Could we see a cost reduction to 15? A reclassification and a buff for the whole squad? That's true. When I saw Lakin, I thought he was going to be unnameable. And then when he wasn't, I was definitely confused. So they say, thanks to the deep dive, we totally get the intent behind your ideas for lowering deployment costs and tweaking the summoning pool pity. The re-tagging hero affiliation to help unnameable faction find a clear niche. However, their unique multi-faction adaptability means we have to keep their power and cost in check for now. We don't have an immediate plan to change up as suggested, but we are staying on top of their performance data. If the meta shifts and their balance starts to slip, we'll definitely circle back and reevaluate. Yeah, I mean, they just buffed Ajax as well. And he does have doesn't he have a cost reduction when you get his awakenings? So there's, or maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But yeah, he's expensive, but depending on where you use him, it's not a big deal. Like, you can use him in all the faction trials regardless. And when you use him in Guild War, he's not, like, any of the unnamables in Guild War, you don't have to worry about costs. So there's definitely benefits to having the synergy where they can take anyone's bonuses. It makes them extra OP, so they definitely have to be careful. I feel like, well, that's a general no, we're not doing what you said, but we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe a boring answer. I think it's logical. All right, question 4. Immobilize feels a bit weak right now since enemies can still attack while rooted. Could it be tweaked to prevent attacking too? That's true. Interesting observation on Immobilize mechanic. The original design goal for Immobilize is to specifically stop enemies from moving into their attack range. This makes it a great strategic tool to pair with ranged heroes, rather than acting as a complete shutdown like freeze or stun. We initially designed these control effects to be distinct to offer more tactical variety. We'll keep watching how these different control abilities play out, and if balance needs a tweak, we'll definitely reevaluate. That's fair. I actually really like that explanation. It gives context to what the devs are intending, which we don't always have. We assume, oh, this is weaker than this because it doesn't do this, but there is intent behind it. You want to immobilize before they even get to you in the first place. Makes sense. It's fair. Otherwise, is it any different than a freeze or a stun? Not really. There has to be differentiating factors, or else freeze, stun, whatever, like, are all exactly the same. And then there's no point to having different debuffs in the first place. All right, category 2, equipment and progression. So question 5, can we get rate up events for exclusive gear? Similar to how artifact events work. Maybe rotate each set each week to make farming easier? Is that a great suggestion? We're actually considering adding rate up events for exclusive gear and future updates. Keep an eye on patch notes for more details on how that will work. Yeah, in the forge, you would just save up and then click which one you want higher chances to forge. Makes sense too. All right, could we get a quick enhance button for artifacts, just like the one we have for gear? I have to add my suggestion to the in-game suggestions that I forgot to do. Oops. Yeah, we're already on it. A quick leveling feature for artifacts is in the works and should be dropping in the upcoming version. Quick enhance for artifacts. Yeah, that would be nice. Because if you have you should just be able to select multiple. It takes so long to level up artifacts. It's super annoying. Okay, transmutation gems feel too random. We keep rerolling the same unwanted stats. Can we get a pity system or way to exclude rejected stats? They said we're working on optimizing the gem enhancement experience for transmutation gems. Upcoming patches will introduce some tweaks to make your rolls feel much fairer. AKA, don't use your transmutation gems now. Save them. Let's wait for this upcoming patch. Hopefully, if you can, if you are a patient enough person and not always using your gear upgrades as soon as possible. So that's really good to hear. All right, game modes and experience. Question 8. High-rank players in Platinum 3, Overlord, and Apex should get more points for wins, and successful defenses should count toward event progress. So they reply, appreciate the feedback suggestion on Duel of Champion point scaling. We will evaluate the data for each rank and consider adjusting the point efficiency for higher tiers in the future update. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense that the harder the content you're doing is, the more points you get. But at the same time, yeah, I don't know. Okay, maybe. It depends on how the points come in the first place, which I can't picture in my head right now. All right, can we get a quick claim for the Void Rift once we've cleared a difficulty? Manual navigation feels a bit redundant every week. So we're looking into it. Our team's reevaluating the feasibility of a quick claim feature for Void Rift, and if we can make it work, we'll aim to add it in a future update. Okay. I mean, it kind of makes them sad, I'm sure, to like, I imagine as a developer, and I'm totally gonna be part of experiencing this as Fateless. Like, people work really, really hard on this cool area, this experience, and then once people do it, they forget about it and never want to see it again, and it's like, ah, yeah, that was nice. That was like, I think, why Dragonair didn't want people to like skip the first season. They want people to experience the things that they worked so hard to create this story in this world, and they didn't want people to ever have to like ever be able to fully skip it. Makes sense too. Oh man, I can tell I'm struggling with sleep again, like when I was pregnant. I just want to yawn all day long when I start recording because you forget to breathe properly, and it just, yeah, it makes you yawn a lot. All right, question 10. Can we boost the Titan 3 auto battle speed to 3 times or 3.5 times speed? Also, auto fights shouldn't randomly fail if the setup is consistent. Good looking out. We've confirmed the RNG issue with Titan 3 autos and have fixed it coming in the next patch. As for speed, pushing it to 3 times whatever feels pretty strained on device performance, so we have to hold off on the adjustment for now. But we're continuing to optimize the tech under the hood to see what's possible down the road. Interesting. I remember Dragonair had like 10 times speed in arena only, and it was like insane and it felt so funny. It was like absolutely crazy and hilarious. But only in arena, right? I think because it makes sense because like arena is a very simplified battle mode and compared to something else like a big boss fight. All right, reruns and quality of life. Can we get a regular schedule for limited hero returns like every 2 months? It'd be great to see older heroes like Captain Rev and Lust back. So plans for older limited reruns and selectable events are currently in progress. We'll continue mapping out return schedules for different limited heroes to meet the community demand, so keep an eye on the future updates or announcements. Okay, can we get a Lord filter in the hero search menu? It'd make managing teams across all modes much faster. So we've logged the request to add Lord category to the hero search. We'll be continuously tracking the feedback volume on this, and if we see widespread demand, we'll get into the development schedule as soon as possible. I mean, it's adding a filter, come on. Sometimes that's probably more complicated than it sounds, though. All right, question 13. 1 blue crystal for 15-minute survey doesn't feel worth the time. Can we juice up the rewards to match the effort? That's true. Sometimes the surveys are long. When the surveys are extra long, they should just give more rewards. If the survey takes like 2 minutes, then no. It's fine. We've already arranged some optimizations by adjusting the number of questions in upcoming surveys. Okay. So trying to keep each individual survey less intense and just do more frequent surveys, but make the topics more simplified or focused. And then just give out 1 summon for every survey. Even if it's like, okay, you're doing a survey about this 1 new hero that came to the game. Just make it be about that 1 new hero, not 3 or 4 heroes that came in recently. That would be a big help. Because I actually keep forgetting about the surveys and haven't been doing them myself. And normally I like to do the surveys with you guys because it's fun to talk about the state of the game that way. Surveys are the perfect way to talk about the state of the game. And then sometimes they throw in cool ideas that you're like, oh, they were just talking about this in the survey. Or like, what do you think of this skin? You might actually affect how the things end up looking. All right, can we stop the low effort AI generated ads? They're totally a vibe kill for the game. Yeah, it's really funny to see the terrible fake actor ones. And then there's like the really bad ones with just like boobs on the screen for literally no reason, which I get it. Boobs on the screen are okay, there is a reason. But they make no sense. Or they have people reacting to things that it's like, you know, you could just ask us to do it too. Like real people that are real content creators. And they don't have to be fake, you know? They could request that during your next summoning video, could you position yourself a certain way? Or could you put the green screen behind you so we could edit the video later? We want to get some good samples. Like, you know, I'm totally open to doing that myself, as I have a good working relationship with them, and I'm always happy to do ads, and then it's more genuine because I am a real player of the game too. But all right, that is the dev insights. It looks like we have another server news. Okay, this is a good time to get started here with a little bit of a tease of what's to come. So the Siege of Taya, we're wrapping up with the Siege of Taya just like we started, is coming soon. The battle is almost here. Our Pioneer commanders are ready in position. Oh, this is smart. People that are also on the Forerunner server as well as test server. Okay, I think he's on a test server. Anyway, the latest event details, powerful attack strategies, yada, yada, yada. They did ask me to do this and like lead the charge for one of the days. They're going to have like content creators push for helping the community, you know, be on top of what the best strategies are for doing this event that is supposed to be a community-wide thing. But I didn't want to commit to a certain day or say, yes, I can do it when I know that the Godforge beta is literally starting next week and all the scrambling that's going to be this week to do so. And I just know that I don't want to be, you know, committing to something where I have to go live and do it or make a very specific video when I could fall short due to other demands with my full-time job too. So sorry guys, you won't see me leading the charge, but you will see me making videos and doing my gameplay as much as I can. So the war has come, Taya awaits, the battle is almost here. Mystical and Mark DR are going to bring you latest event details, the strongest attack strategies, and exclusive diamond rewards. So it sounds like they might have some promo codes for following along with these events. But yeah, we did get a little bit of hints internally about strategy. They talked to us a little bit about these are the we kind of have an idea of what the suggestions are going to be. So that's going to be fun to talk about. So stay tuned. You guys might see a video from me on the Siege of Taya that comes out before the event as well. They're getting ready for it. We have lots of hype in the works. So I'm excited. It's a fun idea. And I look forward to seeing how it all comes together with this big ol' world boss, Ezereth here, right? All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for all of the latest news, like those fun puzzles that some people just don't have time for, or all of the currently working promo codes.